Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostle, the great millstone, for teaching us his truth according to the Bible and well. And that shalom, not a sincere argument throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. And that shalom to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, not just hear his word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, hopefully elect shalom. It's the brother Kabad back from the GMS Raleigh, North Carolina camp, back with another lesson through the Spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Since we got this right here, let's go ahead and read this. It's like Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And what you're about to see here from this video clip is miseries. People are in miseries. All right? And the main reason why is because of Bible prophecy and because of this precept right here, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
This is what I'm struggling with in America right now in my 20s. Why is everything so expensive? Why am I making more money waitressing than I would make using my college degree? I barely have a life. I have 2 days off and I work Wednesday to Sunday, doubling just to pay my bills. At 22 years old, all of my bills are in my name. I have no help. How are y'all affording housing? In Myrtle Beach, a one-bedroom apartment is $1,500. How are y'all getting insurance, going to the doctor, getting medicine? And then some of us are trying to be TikTok influencers. Who knows where that's going to get me? Me and my boyfriend are saving, but we barely see each other during the week, and it feels like we're working our off for nothing. Do we need to move somewhere for a better job opportunity that we don't know about? Do any of y'all really know what you want to do with your life right now? It is so scary being in America right now.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays.
Hi guys, I'm really stressed today. I just went to the grocery store, bought 10 items, and it was $80 freaking already. I literally have $10 left on my account. So a little backstory. I got laid off from my job a month ago. And I've been applying for jobs months before I got laid off. Sent out hundreds of resumes already. Applied to hundreds of jobs on the internet, remote and on-site. Tailored my resume to every position that I applied using ChatGPT. Went to only a few interviews. And still nothing. Like, what the f is going on with America right now? Like, it's so freaking hard to live here. Like, I'm gonna stay positive. I'm gonna keep applying for jobs. I'm gonna keep showing up. But man, my bills are not going to wait.
Y'all, I just went today and got my driver's license renewed, my car tags renewed, picked up 2 prescriptions, and got a few groceries. To say that I'm completely broke now is an understatement. So I'm going to have to go home and start selling off my furniture to be able to live the rest of the month. I mean, that's just, it's unbelievable. And my heart hurts today. Truly hurts for people who are not able. And we're living in some rough times, really rough times. And we need to be praying for all those around us who are not as fortunate as we are to be able to do the things that we need to do. I'm not talking about extras. I'm not talking about going on vacation and doing fun things. I'm talking about living, taking care of your vehicle, if you can even afford a vehicle, putting groceries on the table, buying medicine, the things you have to do. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's a really sad thing here. You know, we have a generation.
And once again, who can you thank for that? All right. Once again, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Now, who's in authority right now? It's not Jacob. It's not the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Okay? It's the self-proclaimed so-called white man. They're the reason why things are the way they are. Why things are the squeeze button put on the people. All right? It says, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Everyone is in a state of mourning. There's uprising of the people, as it tells you in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. All these things are going on, not just here in America, but throughout the four corners of the earth. Shouldn't that be an alarm going off? All right, letting you know that this man is the wicked. This is Proverbs 29:7. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. And the wicked elites don't give a damn. They don't care about you poor. Even down to his own people. How much more his enemies, the Israelites? Okay? And you're starting to see Deuteronomy 30. Let's see where we at. This Deuteronomy 30. Yeah, 7. You're starting to see this come to pass too. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, thy power, will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. All right, and you're starting to see this amongst Edom. All right. And that's a beautiful thing as well. But one of the things I wanted to bring out in this video is, being a minimalist, because when she's this lady right here goes on talking, and she talks about just having the bare minimum. All right, and as pilgrims on the earth, as we're supposed to be living, right, in our minds, we ought to have a minimalist approach to the end of this age, man. It says, what does being a minimalist mean? A minimalist lifestyle is intentionally living with fewer possessions, focusing only on the ones you need. All right, and then in its truth, you understand that these things that we are pushed in front of us to have and to hold its value, all right, we're going to have to let certain things go. All right. That's just what it is. It says, minimalist lifestyle is intentionally living with fewer possessions. You don't have to go out and buy, shoes, clothing, go out to eat every time you get paid. Because those things are a lifestyle here in America. Okay? And we all been guilty of it, but look, not the squeeze is here. So everyone's going to have to take a back seat. And pray that Yahweh Shema Shai gives you just what you need to survive into the kingdom. Once again, intentionally living with fewer possessions, focusing only on the ones you need. It says living with less may be the right choice if you're feeling overwhelmed with clutter, if you're looking for fewer distractions, or if you're looking to cut back on spending. A minimalist. I know it's in 2nd Ezra. See if I can find it real fast. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. But yeah, just being pretty much a pilgrim, Yeah, here you go. The water out, shot. The second chapter 16, verse 40 says, "Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle." And this is a spiritual battle, which is going to turn carnal. All right. It says, and those evils, the evil times they were living in. All right. Inflation, things going up. Everything's going up but the paycheck. All right. People are struggling. And for you women out here that want to be single, that know you need a man but don't want a man, all right, y'all be taking heed. See, a lot of reason why these women are going through it because they're trying to do it by themselves, and you wasn't created to do it by yourself. Okay, you was created to bring forth your man's desires. Genesis 3:16. You wasn't created to be the head of a household, to lead anything. You was supposed to follow. All right. It says, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. All right. It says, and a pilgrim is one on a spiritual a journey. All right. And our journey is to the kingdom. So being a minimalist is not a bad thing in these latter days. Verse 41, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. Because evils are coming, man. Things are not going to continue to be as they once were. Each and every day, things are getting worse. Things are getting worse, man. All right. It says, verse 42, he that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Okay. It says, he that soweth as if he reap not, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. All these things are going to happen in these times. It says, they that marry as though they get no children, and they that marry not as widowers. And you're going to see a lot of that. You're seeing it now. And therefore they that labor in vain. Okay? Let's grab one last one. Let me go back here real quick. Yeah, it went away. I ain't gonna worry about it. Cause as soon as I try to play it, it'll go to a commercial. I don't want that up there. So I had a precept in my head. What was I going? It was in Matthew. It's Matthew 6:19 says, lay out for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Right, and the things that you accumulate here, all right, on the earth can be taken. All right. That's why we just need the bare minimum. We don't need a bunch of things, man. This is not our rest. Once again, going back to Micah, the 2nd chapter. But verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through. But thieves do not break through nor steal. All right. And you do that by, you store up treasures in heaven by doing the works, doing the will of the Heavenly Father in righteousness. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. All right. So if your heart is on, the cares and affairs of this life and the carnal things, that's where your heart's going to be at. If you treasure in those things, and things are getting tighter, the squeeze getting tighter, all right, and everything's going up. So, what's the point of having all these things? Just live a minimalist life. Just the basic necessities. You got a TV, you don't need to go get a 70-inch TV. All right, you got a car, you don't need to go out. If it's working, it's doing what it needs to do, you don't need to get another car. All right? And the list goes on and on. Yeah, you got children, that's one thing. You're going to need clothes. They grow out of clothes. I understand that. But just, being more wise and being more in tune with what's going on in the earth. Things are getting worse. And continue to seek Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.